The scars on Kenneka's body shows what happened. The same place that somebody would get a transplant, like an organ transplant. So, you see the line, the straight line across from, it's like from her tummy and it goes all the way up, and the way that line looks, okay, that's the way it would look if someone got a lung transplant, okay, or not a lung transplant, a kidney transplant. The line straight across is if somebody got a transplant for the lung. There is also the chest area, and that could have been where there was a cut as well. I forgot where that is. But if you notice too, her eyes were closed when the picture was taken, and there's long eyelashes. I think that the reason why they put the long eyelashes is because maybe they were trying to hide the fact that they took her eyes as well. So, I mean, if you look at those cuts are the cuts. They're where somebody would get a transplant. That's where they are. I think that it was photoshopped. Her tummy looks really weird. It doesn't look normal. Like, it looks like there's cuts. Now, keep in mind too that these photos came out a lot later. Okay? I forgot when they came out. But yeah, they came out a lot later. So, who knows? They probably could have done stapled or sewed it back or whatever. But I mean, I'm just telling you, the scars or whatever, it's exactly in the exact place. So I'm gonna share with y'all pictures of what it would look like if someone gave a transplant. I mean, no matter what, Kenneka's tummy didn't look like that before. Something happened to her tummy. And those lines are perfect lines. Okay? Those are just straight across. They're the lines. Like, they're the perfectly, where that's the way it would look. So, anyway. But I feel like this is really important. I mean, I know that, there's surveillance videos, and we can go back and forth with what happened in the surveillance videos. I mean, obviously, you can see that there's like a lot of editing, right? But this is undeniable right here. There's no way her tummy, this is just so weird, Remember I shared with y'all that video of where it was like she was in the trash bag, or it looked like it, or somebody, it just looked weird. And then like they went past the something and it hit, and then they ended up removing or just trying to move it, and then there was blood on the floor, and then someone went right behind to clean it up. So with the surveillance video, the cover-up, they're not going to be perfect of trying to cover it up. When people do things like that, or if they're doing shady stuff, they're going to be found out. So if somebody's in the wrong, they can only do so much covering up, because God is also in charge, So it's like they've done a lot of horrible, shady shit, but it doesn't mean that the truth can't be discovered. So anyway, because I remember when I first saw the pictures, the way they had her laying down at first, what they're doing, I think it's really weird because her hand placement wasn't like that before, where it was holding her chest. Like, that's weird. I think that they did that because they wanted to cover up the scarring. They wanted to cover up the cuts, because if that would have showed the cuts like near her breast area, it would have showed like, wow, like they did. So, someone can overlook the tummy and to see the shape of a line, right? They could overlook that and say, well, maybe she had that scarring from somewhere else, or maybe that's just the way her tummy looks. No, it's not. Okay, that's not normal. And her tummy didn't look like that before. Okay, now it's not showing the sewing, it's not showing the staples, but again, they could have photoshopped that out. The thing that we know, and of course, they just probably did a really bad job of photoshopping. Also, like, the bottom of her tummy, if you look at it, it looks really weird too. So I hate to share these photos, but this is really important to discuss, because this is where to show that this is not by accident. Okay, her tummy didn't look like that before, and why does she have cuts in those areas? That is exactly the area. Like if someone got a lung transplant, that would be where it's at. If someone donated their kidney or got a transplant, that's exactly where it's at. And the fact that they're covering up the breast area, that was a different area that they would get an organ as well. Okay, and then there was so just pay attention to her tummy. Her tummy doesn't look normal. This is not normal, the way her tummy looks. And I don't know why you can tell that her hair is not the same. Okay, so I think that she was assaulted as well. But then after whoever captured her and they did whatever, then they handed her over to the organ people. And if she was attacked or if she was raped or something, then it would make sense that they would pull her hair or whatever, and her hair, that they took out her hair or something like that. That would make sense. But either way, she has a wig on. This is not how her hair looked before. Okay, she didn't have bangs. So why is it now? Her hair looked completely different. That's not her hair. Okay? So why the hell does she have different hair? So that's something to think about too. So and then also I already talked about the trash bag. It looks like the back of her, because I noticed that her jacket was a lot smaller too. Okay? So I don't know exactly why that is, but it looks like her jacket was cut. You know what I mean? It looked like it was cut shorter. And then her clothes, whether her clothes are fitting, it appeared like her clothes were taken off and they were put back on. Okay? Because if someone else was dressing her, it makes sense that it's the way that it looks. That her pants are barely hanging on. That makes sense. But if she put her clothes back, she had her clothes on, then it would be intact. It wouldn't look like they were taken off, but it looked like somebody put them back on. So if they were doing surgery on her or whatever, it would make sense if they would have her clothes off if they were doing surgery on her, So, okay, well, that's it, guys. Y'all have a good day. Guys, I just saw this. There's a picture of Kenneka with the gold watch, and there's a picture of Kenneka with just a hair tie. And it's on the right, or the left hand. What's going on? I'm just... Okay. I want to find the video, the actual unedited video, when she was in the bathroom with Monifa and they're joking around and she's fixing her hair. I want to see, if it changes, or what's, the real photo. Did somebody put... Photoshop that gold watch on? That's the thing I'm really trying to figure out, because I saw that picture online, so I don't know if that's an accurate picture of Kenneka. I think that she wasn't wearing a watch though, because according to the crime scene photos, there's a hair tie. So I think that that's the real Kenneka. So let's just say if there was a stage where they had a fake or somebody trying to act like Kenneka, then the one with the gold watch is not that's not Kenneka. That's the same one where she was walking in the hallway. I'm trying to figure this out, y'all. This is there's just so many angles to this whole thing. It's just, again, I think the focus is to just pay attention to the photos. That's where you're going to find the truth, the photos. Again, I feel like they did Photoshop, or they tried to, change the coloring of the way the picture really looks. I do want to mention too, if you notice, they always are hiding her neck. And I think that's because they're trying to hide the marking of her. I think that she was strangled. And I think that they're trying to cover that up. Because if you notice in the photo, her hair is conveniently in front, around her neck, to where you can't see her neck. You cannot see her neck at all. At all. Okay? Her hands are covering, and, then her hair is around her neck. You can't see her neck. So I think that they're trying to cover up that too. Like, they don't want anybody to see her neck. So that's something to think about too. Also, there was a marking on her back, and it looks like a blood stain, but it's like mixed with like something else. So that's weird. You know, I don't know what that would be, but there's just so many things to this. Okay, so anyway, to be continued, guys.